Hi everyone, this is Hana. Why does a musician as great as Lee Young-hun have to appear on a Survivor audition show like Sing Again? This is a question my friends in the Korean indie music scene asked with a happy sigh. In their voice, I heard a mix of sadness, anger, and resignation. For my international viewers, you might know South Korea as the land of K-pop, where shiny idols dance perfectly on stage. But behind that shine, there is a shadow. I call it the era of Survivor. I have watched the Korean music industry up close for a long time. I remember clearly when shows like Superstar K and Show Me the Money started this craze. At first, it seemed like a fun new format. But I never imagined that this Survivor format would swallow the entire Korean art scene. Music has hundreds of genres, right? Every artist has their own color. But in South Korea, we force them all to stand in a single line. We give them scores, we rank them. And only after they get a high score do we finally admit, okay, now you're a real singer. Today, I want to talk about why South Korea has become a survivor republic when even art is graded like a math test. To be honest, this is not just about the music industry. It is a tragedy of the entire Korean system. It reflects our sad desire to rank everything. Today's audition programs are like a modern day Roman Colosseum. In this arena, the participants become what philosopher Han Byung-chul calls achievement subjects. What does that mean? It means they exploit themselves. When they fail, they don't blame the unfair system. They don't blame the lack of stages for indie musicians. Instead, they blame themselves. I didn't try hard enough. I wasn't desperate enough. They even thank the judges for the chance to be humiliated. This is not forced by others. It is voluntary self-exploitation. The slogan, "You can do it," sounds positive, but in South Korea, it is actually a curse that pushes losers into depression and burnout. If you turn on the TV in South Korea right now, everything is a survivor show. Not just for singing. We have survivor shows for cooking and dating, survivor shows for marriage, even survivor shows for divorce and psychological counseling. Participants compete to see who is the bigger villain, who has the more miserable life. And the viewers, we watch their unhappiness and feel a twisted sense of relief. Oh, at least my life is better than theirs. Or we throw stones at the participants to relieve our own stress. This giant coliseum where we display and grade other people's lives, this is a miniature version of South Korean society today. Why are Koreans so obsessed with this cruel drama? It connects to what philosopher Michael Sandel calls the tyranny of merit. In a world that feels unfair, a score feels like the only fair thing. Turning complex art into a simple number, it creates an illusion of fairness. Koreans have a deep trauma from the Korean War in 50s and the IMF financial crisis in 90s. We have a survival instinct engraved in our DNA. If you fall behind, you die. So for us, peaceful coexistence feels like a boring documentary. We only feel dopamine when we watch a survivor drama. Someone must fail, someone must cry, someone must survive against the odds. We are addicted to this stimulation. We have become what psychologist David Lisman calls other-directed people. We don't trust our own taste. Do I like this song? We are not sure. But if a judge on TV gives it score 90 out of 100, then we said, oh, this is good music. It is verified. The public, who are usually judged by bosses in real life, suddenly become the judges with a voting button. For a brief moment, they taste power. Ultimately, this audition fever is not about enjoying art. It is a social sickness. It is about confirming our rank and survivor. Some of you might ask, oh, Hana, isn't competition a global thing? Look at the show American Idol. Yes, but the Korean music market is hyper competitive in a deformed way. Let's look at the Billboard chart in the US. That is based on data and statistics. But look at Korean music TV show. Every week we have a live broadcast where we rank singers, mostly idol groups, from number 1 to number 10 to number 50 to number 100. When we give a trophy to the winner every single week. Is there any other country in the world that lines up artists every week and hands them a report card? It's insane. In the West, audition shows are often Cinderella stories. An unknown talent from a small village become a star. But in Korea, it is a gladiator match. Participants are mostly trainees who have practiced for years. They must step on each other to open the narrow door of debut. In Japan or the US, you don't have to be number 1 to survive. There's a massive market for rock music, jazz music, and country music, etc. You can be a middle class artist, not a superstar, but making a living doing what you love. But in Korea, the middle does not exist. It is a winner takes all structure. If you're not in the top 10 chart, or if you don't appear on TV, you cannot make a living with the music. There was an indie label called Bunga Bunga Record 10 years ago. I remember their motto was sustainable tantara. Tantara means playing music. Sustainable playing music. They just wanted to make music happily and pay the bills. But even that small dream failed. Because of the murderous rent price in Seoul and a public that ignores anything that isn't number 1, there was no place for them to stand. This violent obsession with the result hurts everyone, even the geniuses. Let's talk about the brilliant pianist Lim Yunchan. He shocked the world by winning the Van Cliven competition. He created a K-classic syndrome. Koreans were so proud of him, but for him, was Korea a happy home? Recently, in an interview with an Italian magazine, he said something shocking. He said, I don't miss Korea at all. He recalled his school days in Korea as hell. He even said he thought about dying. Why? Because of the competition, the culture of having to step on friends to rise up. It destroyed the soul of a young artist. What is even more shocking is the greed of the others around him. When he becomes famous, politicians and businessmen came to him, they put pressure on him, and they wanted to take photos with him. To them, Lim Yunchan was not an artist to respect. He was just a trophy to show off their own power. Not even as a world-class master, he says he only comes to Korea for performances. His distance is a warning to us. It shows how violent this survivor republic really is. Let's go back to pop music. The reality is even worse. There's a rock band called Gukkasten in South Korea. You should listen to this group. They are amazing. They played in a small live clubs in Hongdae for over 10 years. They screamed their lungs out, creating amazing music. But the public ignored them. Then they appeared on survivor audition shows called King of Master Singer and I Am a Singer took first place. Suddenly, the whole nation loved them. But here is the irony. The public didn't love their original albums or their worldview. They just loved the technique of singing high notes. They loved the moment of winning. After the show, at their own concerts, people would shout, "Why don't you sing the song you sang on TV shows?" They wanted cover of other people's song, not the band's original songs. The Survivor audition show turned a creative artist into a giant jukebox. Imagine the pain of a creator whose own philosophy is ignored, while the audience only wants to hear the song that got a high score in Audition Survivor program. It is torture for the soul. There's one more bitter truth about South Korean culture. It is the hierarchy of taste and the elite cartel. In South Korea, education background is everything, even in art, music, everything. The public doesn't trust their own ears. But if an elite musician from Seoul National University, the top university in South Korea, says this music is good, then people feel safe to like it. For example, let's look at the singer Jang Gi-ha. He had a massive hit called Chip Coffee. It was a unique, B-grade, silly style of song. People loved it. Why did the critics and the public accept this silly music as art? Part of the reason is that the singer Jang Gi-ha graduated from Seoul National University. Because he has the elite diploma, his silly lyrics were interpreted as intellectual wit or satire. His diploma was a safety guarantee. He is smart, so this silliness must be intentional art. But what if a high school graduate as a known musician sang the exact same song in South Korea? Would the public have accepted it as art? Or would they have called it cheap and weird? Sadly, in South Korea, even the freedom to fail or the right to sing about poverty might be privileges reserved for those with a cultural capital like a good degree or connections. Some people tell indie musicians on audition shows, "You should be grateful just to be on TV." This is the voice of voluntary obedience. Instead of being angry at the unfair system, they tell the weak to be thankful for the scraps of power thrown by the rich. Is there any hope? Yes, even in a dark tunnel, there is light. Recently, a legendary figure in South Korean theater and music, Kim Min-gi, he passed away. He ran a small theater called Hakjeon in Daehakro. For his whole life, he lived as a backstage helper for young artists. In his theater, there were no rankings, no competitions, and in that freedom, countless masterpieces were born. And today, young bands like Silica Gel or Bombing Tiger are proving something new. They didn't wait to be chosen by TV shows or power. They built their own fandom outside the system with their own unique style. They are proving that you don't need to stand on a survivor stage to be beautiful. I dream of a society where musicians like Lee Young-hun don't have to bleed in a boxing ring to survive. A society where we listen to music with our hearts, not with a scorecard. A society where we clap for an artist simply because they moved our soul, not because they won first place. Until that day comes, we need to ask ourselves a question. When we hold the TV remote control, are we enjoying the music? Or are we just enjoying the cruel sight of other people fighting for survival? Thank you so much for listening to my story. If any part of my story resonate with you, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions about me or life in Korea, let me know in the comments down below. Welcome to Hana's Island. You are safe here now. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.